Hey guys, so today's another normal tutorial. Wait, do you guys know what today it is? It's the Halloween special! Let's go. First thing we're gonna do is you're gonna fold in half diagonally. Do it again. So we're gonna fold these so that this edge hits that edge. And it's gonna stop right at this center crease. So you're gonna repeat that on this side. To unfold this, and I'm going to fold this to the center crease, except it's going to stop right here. So wherever it hits this crease. So like that, 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 that. And it's going to stop right there. So right here. And repeat that on this side. And you're basically going to do everything else on this side. So repeat that on this side. And I'm not going to explain it because it's the same thing. So if you're paying attention and remember it, you'll be able to do it. No, just kidding. I'm not going to be rude. So you're just going to fold this to here and stop in the center. So, like that. So like that. Now you're going to do this thing. I'm not going to unfold it because it's just a lot quicker and more efficient. So just fold this single layer over to this. And if I'm going too fast, even when I wait, you can pause or rewind the video. So that. Okay? And now, an extra step on this side is we're going to just fold it in half. Except it only goes from this edge to the center, like that. So, gonna do that on this side. So now, we can, so, like that. We're going to rabbit ear fold this, which is basically where we take these two edges and push it together so it makes a point, like that. And we're not going to flatten it yet, so I recommend you actually do this in the air. And now we're going to basically, so this is kind of hard. We're going to so you can see it naturally closes like that. So you're going to take these two points and you're going to close it together so that this point comes up by itself. So like that. Now you're just going to open this up and push this in. So open it up and push it in. Okay, so this is basically like our base complete. So we have his head right here, and his body is right there. His arms. Ooh, spooky. Okay. Anyway, oh no, a guy fell over. Okay. We're going to fold this down on that hinge joint. So like this crease. And then we're going to fold it so that this edge hits this crease. So just go back like that. And repeat that on this side. And just like that. And now to create his little hands, we're going to fold this. Basically, we're going to do like a reference point you could use is dividing his arm, not actually, into fourths. And then going, actually, there's one where you have to do eights, and then kind of just fold it down so that this edge is parallel with this. So like that. And now replicate that on this side. Okay. So now you're gonna do the same thing and you're gonna basically open it up and just push it in and then close it up. So open it up and close it up. Okay. Now you're just gonna do a outside reverse fold, which is basically this, except instead of going inside, it's going outside, which is kind of obvious, but like, so basically what all you're doing is just making a tiny rabbit ear fold like that, and then just closing it back up. So like that. And it kind of makes another one of these little right angle things. So just open this up and make like a little rabbit ear fold just on it right there. And that, yeah, that's basically it for the hands. So they're like that. Now, we're going to fold this down like that. And we're going to fold back from this point to about a like about a third of an inch or like a fourth of an inch. So from here you can measure an inch out, so it's like about right here, right there, and you're gonna measure like fourths. So you're gonna go and you're gonna go like that, and then you're gonna go back kind of between the first fourths. So it leans back a little bit. Now this step is not required, but I think it adds to its aesthetic of like scary and old and like laid back kind of. So it's like that. And this is pretty complicated. So you're going to basically take it right here and by his arms, you're going to pull apart like that until you can see it like naturally wants to bend like that. So you're gonna help it bend, and then on top you're going to pinch along this straight line, and then you're gonna like dig your nail into this second line and then kind of like push it in like that. So a little bit complicated, and you're just gonna do that for these little arm pieces and just kind of close everything back up. Sorry if I went off frame. So like that. And now we're gonna basically lay him forward again. So we're gonna fold along these like that, and then just a little bit. So not nearly a centimeter. You're gonna put it back up. So like that. So now we're gonna make his little head or his little hood thing. He doesn't really have a head. So you're going to fold this back so that maybe like, I'm gonna use inches a lot, so yeah, so like maybe about an inch. You're gonna fold from this point, and it's basically just gonna be parallel. So this is parallel with this edge that you actually made. So you're gonna do that. And then you're basically gonna do this thing with the big rabbit ear fold where you're gonna fold along here and then fold along here like that. So now you've got his little tail thing, and this little droop in his hood is kind of gonna be just pure how big you want it. So this is a judgment fold. There's no actual references I can find. So you could make it this big and honestly make it look like he's wearing like a pajama hat that we all see in the cartoons, where it's just like hanging by his side. But no, I like to do it this way. And you're basically just gonna push it back in. And so it's like that. Now, basically all it is shaping. So I think something that'll make it look better is this like bird claw thing, like this triangle 3-line thing. We can just fold it just a little bit in. So just fold it as far in as you can get it. That just helps it not stick out when you make his little back thing, because you got to push this in, and it really helps to make that go in. So we're basically gonna fold. So we're gonna open up his stomach in the front and then just kind of like pull apart. So kind of stick your finger in the back here and then just pull it apart like that. And now you can make it just kind of straight. Don't actually flatten this, because this is just to make it look a little bit more curved. So kind of do that. And if you want it to stand, you could make this flat, and you're gonna fold on this crease that you made during the pre-creasing process. And wherever that meets this like kind of bend, you're going to basically just push it up the rest of the way. So kind of like that. And now to make it look like a real like tail thing, you're going to kind of just curve that up like that. So now you're going to take this and like pull it apart. So just do kind of the same thing except with the hood. So you're gonna kind of like open it up and round it a little bit. Yeah, kind of like that. And then you can just kind of push in on this to make it a little curved. You don't have to do this. So like that. So this guy's hood is gonna be mainly like that. And now, last thing we need to do is kind of just push in on his arms and just kind of like curve it like that. And then on this side too. And yeah, that's kind of it for the Halloween special. So, got like a bajillion of these cars.
Thank you for coming to the paper playground. See you next time.